How's it going, everybody? And welcome back to a bit of a quick video, I guess. So, Steelwool Studios, the big announcement, dropped with a teaser trailer that I noticed came out earlier today, and so I've been trying to keep off of YouTube to avoid spoilers because I want to do a reaction to the trailer. So, without wasting any more time, let's just react to this because I'm actually really looking forward to this. So, let's just do this. All right, what do we got? Okay, puppet music box. Music. Oh. 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 I saw they kind of titled that a bit obvious, I think, but all right, next year. I kind of figured they would do it next year. Um but man, I also noticed some of the comments. This is the first one I noticed. But man, all right. Let's just go back through that again, I guess. So, let's turn it down a little bit. It's a bit loud. I don't know how loud it actually was. Oh, we should be fine. Yeah, it was a bit of a rough cut video, so that's okay. So let's just kind of go back and see what we got. Okay, so it's the puppets, like the music that the puppet uses, the music box music, I guess, which is interesting because it's also a music box. So to me, that kind of implies, I mean, it's hard to say exactly, but it kind of implies that the music box that we wind up in FNAF 2 could potentially be this one, which would be interesting, or at least some sort of version of this one, since it's using the same music. And I kind of don't think that they would use probably some of the most iconic in-game music next to Freddy's music box in terms of like you associate this music with a certain character. So I don't think that they would use the puppet's music to be like, oh, it actually has nothing to do with the puppet. So I think there's gonna be something with that there. And it's interesting that they made that. I'm curious what they're gonna do with that, because it does. So it's called Secret of the Mimic, but this gives me very heavy puppet vibes. I mean, it's the white mask, the bigger eyes. You can kind of see a little bit with like red on at least this cheek, and I'm assuming it'd be the same on the other side. I don't know if this is just I'm guessing this is just shadows, but there's a little bit of a streak here, which could imply something, but it could also just be the shadows. It's kind of hard to tell. You can't really see it on the other side. But interesting choice. So, from what I can gather, I guess, or what I'm kind of thinking here is that possibly the Mimic or something associated with the Mimic could have been a early prototype of the puppet, potentially, because obviously, like, this isn't the puppet, very clearly. And it's not even a case of, I don't even think it's a case of like, oh, it's actually the security puppet, like from what is it, Fredbear's? I don't know, I couldn't think about that, but that we see in like the mini games, right, in FNAF 2 and Pizza Sim, where it's like sort of an early version of the security puppet. Like, it's not that, so it's clearly an actual animatronic. And the line down the middle of the head gives me Fun Time animatronic vibes. I know that's obviously like, it could also just be a line down the face, but it gives me sort of Fun Time vibes with like potential face plates, which, I mean, would be helpful if they want to do something with that. But I think what's more interesting than this character, which could, I guess, could be the Mimic, or it could be the secret that the Mimic has, which it could be anything, I guess. But what I think is interesting that I don't know if people will talk about, but people will probably bring it up, is the flooring. Because when I look at this, like when you look at this, I sort of, this almost does look very like carnival and circus, like not, maybe not circus, but like carnival like. It's sort of, I mean, it's more ornate, but it definitely seems like something that you would have like, oh, you know, the little like the character inside this music box, you know, kind of carnival. Oh, you crank it and they come out. I can see this being in a carnival. This gives me like average hotel carpet vibes. Like you walk into your hotel inn and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go check in, and you just kind of see this on the floor, like in the hallways. So I think this is interesting. Not really good shot of it here, but it's carpet, but it looks like hotel carpet, and I think that's really interesting. That it kind of looks like hotel carpet. So curious about the setting there, but this definitely gives off kind of circus vibes with like the kind of gold and fancy patterns and stuff like that. And this is very, very circus inspired, but it also looks very old. I mean, you can see like withering and stuff on it. So interesting there. I'm really curious what this is, because this could be the Mimic, or this could be the secret that the Mimic has, because you can either take the title as, you know, it's the secret of the Mimic, right? So it's whatever backstory or secrets kind of lie around the Mimic, or it could be the secret of the Mimic, in which it's the secret that the Mimic has. So it's the Mimic's secret. But very interesting. And then you sort of get like old school you get like old school film vibes here. I mean, not vibes, it's straight up old school film. What is this? Probably just, I mean, oh, 1979. We got a date. We got a year. I paused that on a really good spot. We got a year, 1979. All right. Potentially early Fredbear's. There's also like something over here, but I think this is probably just like old weird film stuff. But 1979. All right. Because we know that Bite of 83, right, in FNAF 4. So FNAF 4 is 1983. So this is the earliest we've seen, which definitely makes me think Fredbear's, or at least early Fredbear's, because I would imagine that they would have been open for at least 4 years before Crying Child gets chomped. But interesting. I really hope it's Fredbear's, because I would love to see some more Fredbear stuff, because FNAF 4 is my favorite game, so I would love to see some more Fredbear stuff. But 1979, anything else? I guess I could maybe put playback speed at like slow. I will mute it because I don't want to listen to the weird the weird effects of it being slowed. I was trying to see if there's anything in with that. Obviously nothing here, but this does almost. So at the start you get like the sort of VHS film filter that translates over into, I guess it still kind of has it, but then it goes into just more regular looking with this guy, which could be the Mimic or it could be something else. And then we get to this, which is, I don't know what this is, interestingly, but, and then we get 1979, and I think that's it. I kind of saw, I'm trying to pause it. You can kind of see like, I guess some more like darker spots in there, but I think it's just weird effects with the film. But interesting. Okay. I probably didn't make much sense because, you know, I don't know that much about what's going on, but it definitely is going to be an old game, quote unquote old game, set obviously in 1979, or at least around there, because it gives off very film. I mean, you look at it here and you can kind of see the color overlays and stuff on the text. So it's going to be set probably 1979, if not a little bit older, but definitely going to be around that time period. So Fredbear's, if not like before Fredbear's, but I'm going to say probably early Fredbear's is what I'm going to go with. So probably post whatever circus into Fredbear's. That's my guess, but obviously I don't know that much about what's going on. So that's just sort of my guess, but we'll get to see it in 2025, so next year. And obviously, I'm going to be definitely covering that because obviously it's a FNAF game and I want to play it. So I'm really looking forward to that. But that's not the only thing that I wanted to talk about in this quick video, which is no longer becoming a quick video. It's going to be a long one. But a couple other things I wanted to cover were a few of the production stills from, I guess, released from the FNAF 2 movie. I was trying to think about how to word it, but like FNAF 2 movie production stills. So I saw a couple of them. I follow the Twitter because that's obviously where you're going to find them. And I'll throw up a couple of the pictures now just to kind of get a look. I haven't gone through all of them, but it seems like there's one that kind of looks like it could be. I don't exactly know what this one's supposed to be, but it's got some sort of... Honestly, I can't even tell you what this is supposed to be, but it's some sort of production still. This one I really thought was interesting because it's the Toy Bonnie mask, which looks really good, by the way. Like, this looks really good for Toy Bonnie. But what I thought was interesting were the lines that went through it. And you can kind of see there's a line that goes down the center of the mask, and then lines that kind of go between the eyes. And it could just be the way that the helmet, mask, whatever is molded, and they'll kind of change that at some other point and kind of fix it and be all smooth. Because the regular Toy Bonnie it's just all like one piece. The one piece. But the lines kind of make me think of the Fun Times, and I brought that up in the earlier, right, with this new or potentially mimic character, with like lines that kind of make me think of the Fun Times, and so I always think about that. Kind of gives me Fun Time vibes. But then we also got, these are from like a while ago, not a while ago, like a few days ago, but we got the mold of what is very clearly Toy Chica's mask, which I think is pretty cool and kind of gives us a decent look at the fact that they are going to be maintaining the level of accuracy that they did in the first movie, because the animatronics in the first movie were really looked really good and a lot like, I mean, they're basically 1-to-1 to their game counterparts. So the fact that the toys are going to be like that as well is really cool. And then obviously the first one we got was a set of eyes, which are probably Toy Bonnie's eyes, but whoever has green eyes, I think he does. But so Toy Bonnie's eyes, and I think that's about all the production stills. I guess there's this. I don't exactly know what that is, but I think that's all the production stills. But I thought I'd cover those, and I thought it'd be fun to cover the fact that the big collab was Dead by Daylight in FNAF. I remember everybody being like, oh, it should totally be FNAF and Fortnite. And I told myself, if it had been like shown that it was FNAF and Fortnite, I think I would have been done. Like, I think I would have just been done. You would be the last of what I would ever do. I'd be like, I'm not going to do this anymore. Because everybody was like, oh, Fortnite would be so cool. No, I'm not doing that. So I'm happy that it wasn't Fortnite. But anyway, I guess to sort of wrap up this video, very much looking forward to our little potentially mimic friend. The eyes are different, but it could be the mimic. I'm really looking forward to this, and potentially puppet prototype, because the music's the same. So I'm very interested in seeing how they're gonna do that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, and I wanted to avoid spoilers and anything else. So, and I just got home from work, and I was like, I'm gonna record a video and talk about this. So anyway, with that, obviously that is going to end it here. So thank you guys for watching, I guess, this sort of breakdown of the new trailer and just kind of talking about some of the other stuff that has been, I guess, released this week. So I just want to do like a sort of bigger video to cover everything rather than covering it as it comes out. So here's everything that we have so far. But anyway, that's going to be it. So not going to do too much of an outro, but thank you for watching this if you did. And yeah, I will see you in tonight's video, which is going to be FNAF 3. So that's going to be a bunch of fun. So obviously, I would love it if you guys will check that one out when it comes out. But again, thank you for watching, and I will see you then. Goodbye.